All right, ready to get started?
Absolutely, absolutely. Is Paula on? Does she have her
Yes, she is.
presentation up for us today?
Paula, are you able to share your screen?
Yes, ma'am. Working on it now. I'll share my screen. Can you see my screen?
No, not yet. We see you, but not your screen.
Oh, well, hello. Also share audio. Yes. Share. Chrome tab. Select to share. Entire screen. Oh, come on. Can you see my screen now?
Nope, just you.
Oh. Can I send it to you
Let
and
me,
do it that way?
um,
I just don't know why it's not sharing my screen. It says it's sharing, so I don't know what's share my screen. Also share audio. Okay, what time? Let's try this now. Yeah. Oh, there it is. I think it's coming now. And slides. Do you see it now?
it says it's about to start, so hopefully it should pop up in a second. Yes, it's loading. Well, everyone, we are super excited that we have one of our own sharing today. She is joining us out of Boston. Paula Johnson, we also know her as PJ. She has been a faithful member of our team since the beginning, basically. And we are so excited that she has something prepared to share with you guys. And I also want to put that feeler out there for those others of you that are on the line that as we continue to grow our call, we are pulling people from within to help train as well. So I want to make sure that Paula has plenty of time to share her amazing Senior Plus Journey training with us. But I want you to know that take your notes, get your screenshots ready because she's about to share some amazing information with you. Paula, are you ready to take the call?
I am.
The call is all yours.
Well, before we begin, I would like to start with some travel agent affirmations. I'm a professional journey advisor. I move with vision, precision, and favor. I am called to guide people to new experiences in many levels of their life. I do not chase clients. I attract aligned travelers who honor my work and my worth. Every inquiry is evidence that my business is growing. Every booking is a seed of abundance being planted. I am allowed to learn as I go and still be powerful. I bring professionalism, heart, and creativity to everything I do. My voice, my story, my vision make me unforgettable in this industry. I am not behind. I am exactly on time for my assignment. God is aligning my next steps even when I cannot see them yet. I travel in purpose, power, and grace. I claim my abundance in every space. Called, aligned, and divinely led, I receive what God already said. So, with that being said, I love acronyms and words that rhyme. So, everything I do usually is one or the other. So, as I take you on this journey, I'd like to introduce you to my crew. First of all, captain is God in my life. My co captain was Lady Patrice. Thank you for leading with your excellence and your vision. My prime flight attendant is Miss Deidre for your care, your guidance, and helping with this vision coming together. To Coach Val, I'm giving the title of Chief Navigation Officer because you help guide me and direct me on, keep us on this course. And the rest of my crew, the travel squad, my supporters, my clients, and yes, even the PhD, the PJ Hater degrees. Thank you, because you all have a role on my journey. Why seniors matter? They're they matter because they built the families. They were here first. They already did it. Like, they deserve ease, not stress. Many feel overlooked in modern systems. Technology is not always a comfort zone for them. So, what I also want to say is, remember not only that they were here first, but think about it. If you may have a bucket list that's for the summer. Think of how long they've been planning this bucket list, or things that they just want to do because they had to take care of you. And the things that they had to do were put on the back burner. So the reality is, challenges, these are just some basic challenges that seniors face: overwhelming online systems, small print, confusing policies, that can confuse us at times, even even if we think we're versed in it, it can be confusing at times. Lack of patience from service providers, feeling rushed or dismissed. The truth is, they don't need less travel, they need better support. Uh-oh. This is not just a service, this is a structure. We want you to see them, engage their way, notice they aren't saying, inform clearly, offer opportunities, and respect always. See them. Ask questions first. Learn their preferences. Learn their preferences. Document needs. Seniors, they are individuals first. Some are sassy, like our lady Patrice. Some are mobile, like running, running, running. They can run marathons, active, independent. Others may need more time to process, need support getting around. There is no cookie cutter for seniors. They come in all shapes, sizes, abilities, and don't forget those personalities. E is for engaged their way. So what do? We listen beyond what they are saying. We suggest, but ultimately we listen to them. Engaging in their way may mean using snail mail and more telephone conversations to explain things properly to them. N, notice what they aren't saying. Once again, notice what they are not saying. Walk through each step, repeat if necessary with no attitude. Break things down simply. It may be hard for them to ask for assistance. Pay attention to tones, pauses, hesitation, because sometimes what is said matters more. That's where our real service begins. I is for investigate and inform. Reminder phone calls, which may have to be more frequently than others. Text and call combo. They may be able to get their text, but what if they got a text and a call? Visual breakdowns. This could look like graphs. This could look like pictures of the place. This could also look like examples of places to go to eat that are accessible, that are close, that have other accommodations for them. Pre-trip checklists. Like, did you remember your medicine? Did you remember your documents? Did you remember those kind of things? Speak slower for clarity. Ask questions. Break things down and keep it simple. Repeat if needed. With patience and respect, because clarity removes confusion and it builds confidence. Oh, offer opportunities. Mobility, medical awareness. Medical awareness may be letting them know where the nearest hospital is, that there may be a 24-hour clinic nearby. where to get meds if they need to. Um, and on a ship, that there is a doctor on the ship. So if they're concerned about sailing while they have medical issues, pace friendly itineraries. Pace friendly itineraries mean you don't want to send them to do the Indy 5000 if they only want to do a walking tour. Remember, it's about what they want, and so they can have the best opportunity possible. Seating preferences, not only on planes, trains, automobiles, ships, and those kind of things, but think of seating as well as in restaurants and concerts, because we offer those things as well. Concerts, plays, those are things people are interested in. Give options that match their needs, their pace, their ability. Remember, it's about what their needs are, their pace, and their abilities. Make the journey fit the person. I have a comfort and needs checklist at the end. I will go over that later. But remember, you don't have to use mine. I just put it in here as an added suggestion, but things that can help them be more comfortable. Respect. RESPECT. Tell me what it means to you, but also what it means to me, what it means to them. So I wrote the definition here. Listen without rushing, speaking with patience and kindness, honor their needs, choices, and pace, treating every senior with dignity and care. Something else I want to say is respect their pockets, because they may be on a fixed income. They may have saved for this trip for a long time, as other people have, but they may be living in limited paychecks. And it doesn't necessarily mean they're living paycheck to paycheck, but what it does mean is they may have to budget it differently because of how their money comes in. Their money may only come in monthly. It could be a weekly situation. They may be working a part-time job. So there's lots of things. So respect their pockets as well as the person. Respect always in your tone, in your timing, in your service. Remember, they are not difficult, they are detailed. And something else I want you to remember as far as respect is to smile. Smile, smile, smile. Don't forget to smile, because if you smile anytime you're doing something, the respect will come naturally. Smile anytime you talk about travel. Smile, even if you're having a bad day. Smile. That's about the respect. The Because you're respecting your business, you're respecting the person, and you're respecting the process. So don't forget to smile. So it should probably say smile and respect and smile. Ways to add to the journey for success: intake, profile creation. This could be like not just the numbers, but their emergency contacts. The profile creation is more about the client, what they need, communication preference set. So they might want to text. Some of them may not check their emails until their nephews or cousins or grandchildren come over. So you want to find out which is the best way to communicate them. And when you're talking about texting or calling, find out the best time, because they may go to bed early, they may go to bed late. Printed and verbal communications. I actually had to snail mail two people's information. Um, Reminder systems. I set it up weekly for my seniors. Not always just about the trip they're taking, but I've also sent them cute reminders of seniors on the go, like you can do it type of things with a lady in a scooter going down a hill. I thought that was hilarious, and I sent it to some of my clients. So don't just make your reminders like mundane. Make it fun. Like they want to be on the move too. They want to laugh. Laughter is the best medicine. Definitely the day. I wrote day support, but it should have been the day before support and that day, because I think support is necessary. Follow up after the trip. Cultural understandings are important. Community based approach, patient centered service, and real relationship building. Here's the checklist. Fast moving or relaxed or flexible seating, that support level, independent, light assistance. So you can make a check off list for this. I can either create it better for you and send it to you out. But let me continue. Cognitive needs. So, do they need clear instructions? Do they need repetition? Do you need to speak a little louder to them? Do they need larger print? Um, Comfort items, pillows, snacks, water, personal essentials. So, water also may be part of their medication. Like they may need additional water sent to their room. Um, and emergency contacts, who should be contact if something happens, because life is full of if you look at the word life, if is right in the middle, and it's about how you learn through those experiences on the other end of if. So if can and will happen. And travel experience level, are they frequent travelers, need step by, or do they need step by step guidance? And I am bringing this in for a landing. And that is my presentation. If there's anybody know a senior that loves to travel, anybody know a senior that loves to travel?
Yes.
Um, yes, we know one, Lady Patrice. Hey, hey. Well, I'm bringing in my plane for a landing, and I hope you enjoyed this journey with 617 Plus Journey. That's me, Queen Lady PJ, Paula A. Johnson, straight out of Boston. From here to there, where to next?
Excellent. Excellent job, Paula. Are you available to take questions?
Sure. Sure.
Well, we've got time. So if you have a question or a comment for Paula, let's have you either type in the chat box or you can raise your hand and we'll allow you to unmute. But you did a great job. Thank you. The acronyms make it easy to flow through. So that was a very good job. So let's see.
The
Anita,
next one is trucking through.
wonderful.
The
She
next
knows.
training I'm doing is trucking through, and I will have a different hat on. My flight hat.
I see. So Hanifa says she knows someone who travels primarily by Amtrak. So
I'm actually looking into I'm actually looking into working with Amtrak because my one of my jobs is I actually do the transport for their staff, and I've been having lots of conversations with them about their senior travelers and things like that. So I'm actually meeting with one of the guys tomorrow on my shift for my other job about travel for Amtrak for seniors
wonderful.
and what we can do to make it more accessible um, across the board for people, because there's wide gaps in those spaces. There's you know, how do we get people that are on there to us access, like, help the people, assist them in what they need? Like they got on there with a lot of help, but not
Yeah.
always at the next step is it available, to them. So how are we carrying through their support system as they travel? So I am looking into that. um it
Excellent.
was
And it's important to bring up those kinds of things when we have those opportunities to speak with people that are connected to our vendors, our service providers, because they may not know or realize those gaps. So for us, because this is one of those areas of travel that is still developing, the feedback we're able to give in examples like that really make it helpful for them in shaping policy. So
yes.
throw that out there. All right. Do you have any more questions, comments? Don't be shy. If you'd like to ask your question out loud, you can raise your hand, or if you want, you can type it in the chat box.
What suppliers do you think most accommodate people
Okay,
with
Cynthia.
Yes, hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Patrice, for that presentation. I want to let you know that you are a very captivating speaker. I mean, So much so to where I said to myself, does she? And you probably mentioned this before, like, does she do this for a living? Because it was very well organized, and then so much wonderful information to remember when we are, dealing with different individuals. And I know I myself, I like to go to bed early too, so that is not particular to any group. But I just want to thank you so much, and also to uh, definitely those great pointers as
Yeah.
well. So, and then good job working through all the technical difficulty.
Thank you. It's been a time to get this together, but now I see how I have to move to get it done. So I'm
Very
looking
good.
to the. It's going to be a series of ways to get your seniors there. This one we was taking flight today.
Very good. Thank you.
You're welcome very much. Thank you for your support.
All
There's a
right, so
question in the
this
chat
one.
from Jasmine.
So it says, what suppliers do you work with most to accommodate people with mobility issues?
What I want to say about that is I call them directly if it's somebody with mobility issues. Particularly, this is personal to me. My dad has mobility issues, so I want to know what I call directly to any provider that I'm using, and I will say to them, I have somebody with mobility issues. These are his. So I speak up for him before they can even speak up and tell me what they have. Look, this is what we need. This is the, do we have extra space because he's tall and he has equipment. So, because issues could mean so many different things. It could be wheelchair, walker, cane, um, just a bad knee. It could mean a lot of things. So depending on the person with the issues, I gear it towards them, if that makes sense. Does that answer your question, Miss Jasmine? Just let me know if you need more information. But I speak directly to the supplier about that. Thank you. I'm glad I was able to answer that. And if anybody else wants to chime in.
And for that too, Jasmine, as she mentioned, ask everybody because you want to walk through the, what is this experience going to be? What does it involve? Is it airport? Is it a connecting transport from the airport? Walk through each element in your mind so that you know everyone that you need to contact to ask those questions because you don't want to just get them there. You want them to be able to enjoy, and if they're traveling internationally, always keep in mind that the standards are not necessarily uniform with what we have here in the US. So when you're talking to service providers that are in other places, you may need to be more specific about what you're asking because you can't, just as do you have, provide accommodations or do you have an special accommodations and suites because they may, have buildings that are older and have step ups to get in. So you want to really ask based on whatever the needs are for your client. So let's see our next one. This one is from Tamitra. Hi, I'm new. This is my first time on one of your sessions. When you said special disability travel, do you include persons living with disabilities such as cerebral palsy and autism? I would like to offer trips to families with persons like that. So I'll take that one for you, Paula, because I know you were doing seniors today. Today's particular training was specific to senior travel, but we do address all sorts of special disabilities. So if you're brand new, I want to first say welcome to our group. We're excited to have you with us because being a part of this is going to help you on your journey of learning about special disability travel. So I want to start by welcoming you. But with that, also note that in our Facebook group, we have several different trainings and previous trainings and things. So I'm going to drop that link in the chat box for you so that you can join that. And then I'm going to tell you to hang on and come back week after week because we do a different topic every week. Sometimes we have our vendor partners on once a month talking about their specific products. So literally, over the last 5 years, we've covered each of those topics at different points in training, and it's ongoing. So we will come back and circle back and talk about things again. We also have a Q&A session once a month where we just take questions from our audience, so to speak. And if there's specific help that you need within the group, is definitely a safe place to ask your questions, where our leaders and agents chime in to help you there as well. So I will say also to you, if you're joining the group, there are special questions, administrative questions that are asked when you first sign up to join. Do not skip those questions, because without answering the questions, you will not be able to be admitted into the group. So make sure that you answer those questions. One of them is going to be your agent ID number. The second is going to be your founder council member. So be sure to include your founder council member. Don't just skip past that. If you do not know who your founder council member is, reach out to your sponsor, your mentor, or either your platinum, and ask to be introduced to your founder council member, because it's important that you know who they are. They are going to be responsible for you in business, and you need to know how to get in contact with them. So don't just skip the question. All right. Do we have other questions, comments? Don't be shy.
I kind of like my hat.
I'm checking that out. I want to say you raising the bar all high for us, because you came in full color coordination. You're a team that you had in your first slide. They had on the purple and gold. I'm like, well, wait a minute. This airline is ready. And I love it. I might have to,
Hey, Miss
tap.
Deja, just the
Yes,
trees.
yes.
Hey, beautiful. I just dropped my YouTube channel link inside the chat, so everything is updated. Um, I just think I just got a couple that I need to put in there, but I was also put this in the special news page.
And I've got to get back in there myself, because my other account got hacked, and
Okay, now you know what? I'm on my way.
so I ended up getting
So
losing
let's make sure we
my
get you in
account.
there.
So that was my heartbreak of about a week or so ago. All right. So let's see. Okay, we've got another question. Let me make sure I didn't skip anybody. Let me see.
Great job, Paula.
Thank you, Lady Patrice.
I'm en route to Vegas. It wasn't planned. It just happened.
No, life happens. I understand, but I got this little. I
No,
got
you
some
get look.
props.
You know that purple is Tony Ward, right?
Is it? Oh,
Stands for
I knew.
royalty.
I knew. Yeah,
Girl.
royalty piece. It's about against domestic violence, lupus, and Alzheimer's as well.
Mhm.
All things that I work towards
Excellent.
fighting
Okay, so
against.
that's our next
So I have a
question.
question for you. You just named all
Lady
those
Patrice, I
disabilities.
got an answer for you.
So
Wait,
you just named all those disabilities. So you'll probably be targeting those type of disabilities for senior travel.
I heard you. First, we're gonna do keep on trucking next. We got another
Keep
hat
on.
for that. Keep on trucking. That's next.
All right. Miss
That's
Adrian
gonna
said
be.
you look. Adrian
That's,
says you look beautiful.
oh, thank you, thank you. I tried to do a little something. They had a whole kit. Look, it came with a whole kit. I was like, I'm not doing all that. It came with the gloves
Well.
and a pin.
Adrian said you need to know something. We need a kid.
Mm.
I need a senior kid. I'm having a senior moment in 26 days.
Okay. I love
Okay, so let's see.
Thank
We've
you,
got a couple
Cynthia.
other.
that.
We got a couple other comments. So let's see. With seniors, have you found that online payments are challenging for them too? If yes, what payment methods do you suggest for them?
I haven't found it difficult because they had support when they called me, and cruising seems to be what my seniors like so far. And I just kind of put it out there from being in this group. I We did a challenge about adding special needs to your logo, which made me tune in more about what I wanted to do with special needs. And I've been saying to Lady Patrice that I wanted to do seniors, and she was like, "Okay, okay." And we had a conversation about it a while ago. I don't even know if she remembers, but I'm like, they got special needs, you know. So I think with the
Well, I'm one of
challenge.
those with special needs. I'm a senior.
Mhm.
I think that it was a challenge for me to put that in there because I also am very adamant about doing culture. So that's to answer your question directly. My people are liking to go on cruises, so it was easier, and they called when two of them call with each other on the phone, and they are each other's support, and one is more tech savvy than the other. And the others had family support that did the money piece of it. It was like they were all sitting in a room and you could hear them like, her tell them your credit card number, you know what I mean? So um I haven't had that problem as of yet. But it's an evolving situation. So
And one thing is to, when you're communicating with them, for our benefit as travel agents and with respect to our errors and emissions insurance and licensing, we have to make sure that there's an appropriate paper trail. And so when you're talking with the seniors, they can't give you a handshake, with $100 in it for a deposit or any of those kind of things, but you can offer suggestions to them of ways that can make them feel more comfortable. For instance, like with cruising, a lot of the major grocery store chains sell like a Carnival gift card, and they can put money on a Carnival gift card and use the Carnival gift card for payments. Or they can set up, like for instance, with um, Royal Caribbean, they have the automatic payment option that you can set it up and it'll take out a set payment amount on specific dates. So there are ways that you can do it because there are other elements of their life are being taken care of electronically, probably their bills and their rent or mortgage or car payments and things like that. And you just want to position yourself professionally, just like any of those other services, that's how it has to be done, and you want to find the best way that they feel most comfortable doing it. All right, let's see. So Hanifa says, I've joined quite a few groups and have been making friends. At what point do you introduce your services, and how do we breach that? At what point do you introduce your services?
I speak about my business all the time. Whether I'm in Panera, I was trying to think of how I really do it, but I don't really know there's a how. I think I just do it. I do want to say that came from a long time of not speaking about it. So I know you all have heard people say the secret agent. Um, they knew I love travel, but they didn't really know about my business. So I have found a creative way because that I create, educate, and elevate. Oh wait, I created those errands right there. Though. That was when I first went to convention. um, I actually put my QR code on a bookmark because I was doing a trip Boston to Bermuda, and I did a mermaid on it, so it is eye catching. Did it through Amazon, eye catching. The mermaid has the map of Bermuda on her tail, and the um the flag behind her, and on the back of the bookmark, it is my QR code, and it brings you to my email, and the tagline is my your subject line is my telephone number, so you have both. I think that was the most creative way, and I have been leaving those at I've been leaving those at Panera. I stick them in, when you go to a restaurant like Five Guys or something, and you can stick something cute on the wall. I stick my business cards there. If I go to the doctor, I leave a couple at the doctor's office in the books. Because when you pick up the book, it'll fall out, and then you're like, "Who is this? What do they do?" Um, I wear so this one doesn't have it, but I have oh, I can't tell you because that's next time's thing, but I have an outfit that has my QR code on the back, so even if they met me and they're like, "Oh, I didn't get her information," and I'm way over there, they could still take it from across the room. So I find creative ways to put myself in places that may or may not get me business, but at least it gets them out there, it gets them engaged. Conversation is had. I bring up my business. I tell people I'm one queen lady. I have two businesses. And the first one is travel. I always talk about my travel first. It's fashion and travel. So yeah, that's what I kind of talk about it all the time. And I keep cards readily available. I've learned that from Lady Patrice for sure. I I keep them. They're in the pockets. They're in the car. They are in two purses, church bag. They're in the so kind of even when I meet the Amazon man who delivered this, I'm like, oh, when was the last time you took a trip? So never be scared to talk about your business. That held me back for a very long time. And I know that's a long way to answer it, but I just wanted you to know that even if they don't need travel, you could still give them your information and they may share it with somebody else. Like I came across somebody who is their family does stuff in for carnival already, and like they were telling me the whole story, and he was like, but you as a person, he was like, we don't need it, but let me take it in case somebody ever asks me. And I was like, I appreciate that. So um and then you don't have to just be like a pusher of cards, like you're not a card dealer, but always have something that somebody can learn something about you in your travel.
Excellent, excellent answer. Put them on your marketing team. All
Yeah.
right. So, next question says, I apologize for this question. I'm learning about the process of commissions. Yes, I am new. And knowing that seniors have limited funding, how would you charge everything with commission? You want to address that? If you're not
um
comfortable, that's fine. I can. I don't want to not let
No, I,
you.
I can address it briefly. That's why I think that's why the budget question is asked in the initial conversation. Like, what is your budget? And with seniors, I tend to definitely stay closer to their budget because I don't want them to think I'm scamming them. I don't want them to think, you know, it's out of their reach to make these things possible. So I think what I want to say about them is upsell may not be the option depending on, I would give them more three ranges. Like this is the total extreme to make it fantabulous. This is what you're asking for. And like a little bit above that, you could have a little bit more better I was going to say more extra better, but an extra experience if you choose this option. However, we can do it in this option. So that's how I've addressed it personally.
And Eric, too, the majority of what we're offering, the commission is already embedded into the price. So we're not charging something extra for it. This is an area of travel that is a labor of love. We are working harder than most traditional packages for our clients, and there isn't a direct dollar for time um, handoff always. This is a passion project that you'll find that you do these things because you care and you're giving that extra. So, like when we talk about some of our different vendor partners, upcoming, we have the special needs group coming up next month rather. And when they come on, they're going to be talking about equipment and things that people can rent. We get a 10% commission um, on any of those things that we rent. Again, those are just things that we're doing for the client because the client needs it over and above the base trip itself. But there's also a commission attached to it. Now, some elements may not, but again, if you're doing excursions, you're going to be looking for excursions that can accommodate whatever their needs are and then whatever the corresponding commission connected to that excursion. Now, if you're booking travel that does not have commission already embedded in it, where you then have to charge a separate fee for that, just be mindful of that is always a personal decision. There isn't a set benchmark of how much you can charge for that. But just keep those things in mind. Like Paula said, you may want to give them kind of a small, medium, and large package, so to speak, or depending on what they're asking for. But also don't short sell your client. All seniors are not on limited funding. Um, I know some who uh, they ball and they've saved up and waited for this point in their life and they doing it big. And like for me, I laugh. I had an aunt who she was real extra and bougie, and she liked traveling like on the Queen Mary and the Princess. So she liked all of those old time cruise ship stories and things. And she would do those itineraries. And we'd look up and be like, where is Boo? Oh, she's somewhere in the world like Carmen Sandiego. And that would be like the joke in our family. But she could have cared less about all the rest of us. She felt like I've raised all the kids, everybody's grown, and now I'm going and enjoying my life. So as you're talking to your seniors, don't instantly assume that they're limited on funding. Now, they may share with you that they do have a limited budget or what have you, but don't just assume that out the gate because many of them come and they will know where they want to go and they know what they want to do or they're wanting to do those big bucket list or whatever they may call it trips. So that is a market as well to keep in mind that they want to see the world and they know where they want to go. So I thought I would throw that part out there as well. Don't count their pockets. They might surprise you.
Miss Deidre, there's someone who wants to unmute. I believe her name is Hanifa. She's
Yeah,
under Cynthia.
asked
I
her.
don't want to mispronounce her name.
You didn't mispronounce it. Thank you. You pronounced it
Oh, you are?
absolutely correctly. Yeah.
Oh,
At
great.
least you didn't say Hanifa, like some people
Oh,
say,
no.
and then that sounds absolutely terrible. Well, hi. Thank you for allowing me to come on here. Everything you said about the way you promote your business was just very interesting for me. I'm really happy to have heard everything. My question was really, I've been on Facebook because I can't really go out much because I have two special needs kids that I take care of. And they're autistic, so they don't really like crowds. So I'm very limited to the places I can go. But of course, everywhere that I can go, like doctor's offices and shops, I'm handing my my business card to people. I'm doing that part at least. But on Facebook, I've joined a lot of groups of autism because my kids are autistic and microcephaly because they're microcephalic and all of those wheelchair stuff. But when I go on, where it tells you about the rules, they always say no promotion, no this, no that. So I'm getting very scared to put out my business. So that's what I was wondering. I'm talking to them and offering, just friendship things and commenting on things. And basically that's all I'm doing. I haven't yet kind of offered my services to say, okay, I can do this and I can do that. So I was thinking, at what stage do I comfortably start broaching it and say, this is what I do, and I'm a special needs travel advisor, including hidden disabilities, which I did the training on. So Autism double checked. I'm IBCC. I've done all the trainings, and I'm trying to look for more. I've even done one on that I did a long time ago on human rights, all to do with this. So I've got a lot of training, but I need to put it somewhere. I need to for it to translate it to something, because it's not yet. I'm not yet getting anything. I'm not grasping. I'm not getting any clients yet, and I'm thinking that there's something that I'm not doing right. What is it?
Well, you've got to translate your experience and your credentials into a conversational way. So, for instance, if you're talking, if you're talking back and forth, or the subject that they're talking about is something that ties to one of your experiences, you can share talking about, when I was doing my training for autism double check, they shared blah, 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 where you're sharing some of your knowledge. You're not necessarily directly asking, but it opens the door for someone to then ask you.
Okay.
And I'm not saying, just make it sound like you're just bragging off of every topic. Oh, well, when I did that. But I'm saying
Yeah,
practice
exactly.
making it more conversational
Uh-huh.
in terms of the knowledge that you have and how it connects to the needs of people, because that's how you'll attract clients. If people are, asking, you can always, make the comment, that I'll DM you more information. I found, if they ask you for something, or you can ask them, so you can DM me and I'll be more than happy to share the information with you. Some
Okay.
groups will allow you to post certain things, but it just depends. So if you're ever in question about the rules in a group, reach out to the admin of the group.
Okay.
If you have something that's for the good of the group, it doesn't have to be a travel solicitation. It may be something that's for the good of the group for them to be aware of.
Yes.
And ask permission to post it. And then if they say yes, that's fine. And it's even okay if they say no, but that way before
Yes. As opposed to just posting it and then being rejected afterwards.
right.
Okay. All right.
I have
Thank you.
I have something to say to that, Miss Deidre. I know you were talking Hanifa,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
I know you were talking about Facebook groups, but do your children go to any programs
No.
and ask the oh, so
No,
they strictly
my
stay at
children
home?
are strictly at home because of the fact that they don't have social security yet, still waiting for the documentation.
Okay.
So my kids are not entitled to anything. So I homeschool them whilst I'm waiting for
Oh,
this
okay.
green card that I've been told is going to take 7 years. So I know I'll probably be dead by then. But anyway, God forgive me
Don't
for
say
saying that.
that.
Forgive me, God.
Don't
My
say
kids need me.
that.
My kids need me. But the thing is, it's taking so long, and so of course I cannot
Mhm.
send them to any schools. I'm not entitled to any benefits for them. So it's strictly just me and my pension, and that's why I really need to make money with my business, because it's getting difficult for me um, to 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 actually manage my life with my two kids, and I'm alone. Their father passed away, and my oldest daughter lives in New York. So basically, I have to make this business work. I have to make money, because how am I going to? I can't go back to standing in line for food like I did in Florida. Standing in the waiting for food at a church. I don't want to go back there. I want to be able to earn so that I can feed my kids. You know. So it's hard, but I'm working really
So,
hard. But
so something a strategic, sneaky way to do it, I guess, is to stick your cards around grocery stores or places you do visit. Like when you
yeah,
pick up something, drop a card in there. I dropped some cards near Oreo on National Cookie Day or something. It was. I put a whole bunch of my cookies. I went down the grocery aisle and I put my cards in, moved the cookie, put it there, and then when it fell, they either gonna take it or they not. They're not
yeah.
cleaning those shelves like that. So I mean, that's a creative way to do it.
Yes,
You
and
just got
as somebody said, also in put them in luggage bags, or suitcases or something. So make a trip to the mall and then just go to the department store and just put them in the suitcases. Yeah, I'm trying that too.
put
I'm
them
trying
in
every
your.
which way. I'm getting points and tips from whoever is able to give them to me, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying every which way. Yeah.
When I first did the business, I did postcards and I sent them to people for their birthdays. Did you know I was a travel agent? This could be you on your next whatever it was, whether it was I wrote a personal note to them, like if it was Valentine's Day, like wouldn't you
Mhm.
love to be on a beach? Or wouldn't you love and I just wrote a simple thing for them on their birthdays and major holidays for people that I had their address for, like so that
Oh,
would be might be another way.
that's a good idea. So you just buy the
Yeah, so
postcards.
I had a standard picture. I had a standard picture that and my logo at the bottom and then the information around the logo, and then I sent them, and it's cheaper to send postcards than it is regular mail.
Yes, yes.
So job, and it's bigger, and also you can put it in the post office. You can put your information in the post office as well, so people going into the post office can see it. It's not just America's Most Wanted on there. They do businesses in there as well, so that's another thing that you might want to do.
Oh, thank you. That's a very good idea about the postcards. Because
Now
yeah,
you
because
have,
if I
oh,
can send that to my, the addresses that I have, and maybe I could even do a digital one, send it by email.
Mhm.
I could do that
definitely,
Mhm.
too. To say happy birthday and then have the card attached or something. I could do that too.
because the
Mhm.
people
Thank
that you've got a following
you.
on social media, and it may be a point where it's time to start asking your followers for business on your
Yeah,
own
I've got
pages.
nine. Yeah, you
You
know what? You know what?
no,
I've got
that's but I'm hear me out. Hear
98,000 on
Here,
TikTok.
so hear me out. So the people who are following you, they're
Mhm.
following because they've found interest, but now may be the time to start capitalizing on that interest and saying, "Hey, if you would like me to assist you and your family with travel,"
Yeah.
and start putting that out there, at least once a week to your followers, if it's a specific group, because I know you've got a couple different things that
Mm.
you talk about. So,
Yes.
pick something, if it's autism travel and highlight a particular destination. Maybe you want to do one of the beaches,
Mhm.
or something, and say, hey, did you know that their staff in the kids club is autism certified? Would you like to go? Or did
Like
you know?
specific messages to people, because I have been doing posts like that. Like today, I did one on Bali and talking about, that it's not all plain sailing, that you have to plan properly to get the parts that are accessible. So I did that. I did a post on TikTok. So, but do you mean that I should actually go to like specific people and send them individual messages, or generally like what I've been doing?
Well, it could be if they've shown interest in things that you've posted. Like if you've posted things, I just use beaches as an example because they're an easy one to. If you
Mm-hmm.
post something and they're liking it or they're
Mm-hmm.
commenting on it and saying, "Ooh, I'd like to go," then yes, follow up directly with an example of a trip, like the
Like a kind of a
BDM.
mock booking or something.
Well, what I'm saying, the BDMs, especially from Sandals, they do once a week. They already do pre-planned trip packages.
Uh-huh.
And you could use one of those that they've already created and send that out to someone
Okay.
if they say they're interested in, something that you've posted.
Okay. Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
I'm actually in the middle of doing my sandals because I haven't finished it yet. But I want to do it completely and get my certification. So I can only get this from the BDM once I'm certified, right? Once I've got my certificate.
Well, I'm just saying they post it on their pages on Facebook.
Or on the Facebook. Okay. Okay.
And you can follow them and
Yes, I
get the
follow them
information.
actually, but I didn't realize that. Thank you. Thank you so much.
But you can follow them and get their information. Because I want to say it's Wednesdays that they put out the 777, where
Wednesday.
they do a series of rooms and different things. So they usually will include like one from one of the beaches properties. But it could be, if you're doing the ones at other properties that have, special, it doesn't have to be them. I just use them because they were an easy example for me.
Okay, Queen Lady, I will definitely follow you. Queen Lady. I'm just getting your information. Paula Johnson.
All right. Well,
Thank you so much for all this information. I am
You're
really
welcome.
grateful.
We will be back again next week. And like I said, as I mentioned in April, we do have our marketing director from the Special Needs Group is going to be joining us. So we'll be posting that information upcoming because we already have him scheduled for the month of April, and we've got another one scheduled for May. So we're bringing on more of our vendor partners as well. So keep an eye out for that, and you'll see that information as it comes. So our call today is officially over. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful week. Have a great holiday for those of you who are celebrating this week as well. And we will be back on Monday.
See you on Monday. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.